you can't say anything about doTERRA diamonds and the founders because apparently they can do no wrong. I feel taken advantage of. I feel like I was told to place more orders to be eligible for a promotion that I never was going to receive in the first place. All of a sudden come down with all these chronic illnesses. That's weird. Greetings fellow Earthlings, my name is Amber and today I am here with the tea. I'm here to talk about why I am leaving doTERRA, why I am no longer going to be selling essential oils for doTERRA, and I just want to preface by saying this is going to be a multi-part series. In this video in particular, I'm just going to be talking about my experience and why I originally decided to leave doTERRA. The next couple videos, I'm going to be going over a lot of different things. There's going to be some exposure, there's going to be the lawsuits that doTERRA is involved in. Things are going to get pretty serious from here on out. Just to start off, I just want to share why I started with doTERRA in the first place. So I didn't share anything about this journey on YouTube because it didn't really feel right, and like that should have been the first red flag. I started with doTERRA 2 years ago, so it was in 2021. I found this person on social media, and we're gonna call her Taylor for the sake of conversation. That's not her real name. She was very active in the essential oils and wellness community, and she was very good at marketing herself and her brand. She wouldn't really say like where she got her products from or anything like that, so you had to ask. At the time, I was in a pretty deep depression. I had just gone through a really traumatic pregnancy with my son. If you know anything about hyperemesis ovardium, that's what I was experiencing when I was pregnant with my son. So after that pregnancy, I realized that my gut health was just completely destroyed. I really didn't feel like myself, and I wanted to feel like me again. I wanted to be able to parent my son and parent my daughter and just be with them in the way that I hadn't been able to since getting pregnant with my son. When Taylor started posting about all of these like gut healing, double encapsulated technology, probiotic, blah, 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 I was like, maybe this is something that could help heal my gut. She was like, yeah, everything's safe, everything's great. So awesome, signed up. She was like, if you're interested in selling, like, let me know. And I was like, yeah, why not? Like, if it's something that helps me, I would love to share the joy. I started on with classes, things were great. It was, you know, whatever. Then we started traveling full time. At this point, I probably had like 15 people in my downline. Like I was just, you know, sharing and doing things and running classes and sampling people at softball meets and at the grocery store and like my neighbors. We were staying in random Airbnbs all across the United States, and I would literally sample my neighbors, leave oils for the host to try. And I was spending a lot of money doing this, and I really wasn't getting a ton of money back. That's the MLM culture. You just have to kind of accept that. At some point, I was just kind of like, you know, I'm not gonna stress out about doing samples or running classes or anything like that. I'm just gonna buy what I wanna buy when I wanna buy it, and I'm just, you know, it just kind of like is what it is. If someone has questions, if they come to me, if they wanna order something, like I'm still gonna be helpful, I'm still gonna send links, I'm still gonna answer their questions and get on phone calls and whatever, but I'm not going to continue to put myself out when it's not being reciprocated. I was fine just doing that. So I had been doing that for like 8 months, really not enrolling a ton of people. But if you're not spending money every single month, you're not making commission, and you have to spend a minimum of 100 PV, which is product value, which is not equivalent to how much money you're spending. So really you're ending up spending like $175 just to get your commission that month. My commission last month, I looked at it, was $26. I think the most I had ever made was like 180-ish. But I'm spending $175 to get $180 back. Going into the business, I knew I wasn't gonna make a ton of money, so it was kind of like, if I can get my products paid for, that would be enough. But even doing everything that I was doing and spending all the money that I was spending, I wasn't able to make that money. So I was already like, okay, maybe it's not for me, you know, whatever. So I was still using the oils, I was still buying the oils. Probably every like 3 or 4 months we would place an order. It was not every month because no one actually needs that many essential oils, which is something that I will get into in another video. That is a marketing scheme. Do not ingest essential oils, okay? Moving on. In August of 2022, my direct upline approached me saying, my direct upline being Taylor, I'm so excited, I have this position opening on my front line. They've already hit level 2 bonus, which means I would get $250 minimum every single month. That is my bonus, and then I would get commission on top of that, which is something that I was trying to work for in my own business. So like, yes, I will take the promotion. Moving up to her front line. So she told me, okay, all you'll have to do is place an LRP order that month. Should have been a red flag for me. It was a red flag for my husband. I don't know why I didn't see it. You just have to place an LRP order that month to be eligible for the transfer. I was like, great. It was toward the end of August, so I was like, I'll have my LRP order set to run on September 2nd. Cool, great, did it, whatever. Didn't hear from her until after the LRP order was placed, was ran and delivered. My money had been taken out of my account, and at this point, financially, things weren't great, and so spending $150 wasn't necessarily comfortable for me, but I was like, it's okay, because I'm gonna get $250 back from spending this money because I'm getting this promotion this month. After I spent the money, she messaged me saying, oh, sometimes promotions take time. There are a couple things that we need to do. I'm gonna pull up her messages right freaking now because y'all, this is where things get interesting. There's no communication about this after. She told me because I was moving that there would be, my position would be open, and if I had anyone in my downline that wanted to take my position, then to get them ready, get them prepped, talk to them about moving, see if they want to accept it, and I did. I had one of my close friends, someone that I love dearly, all excited about moving into my position, getting her a little promotion because I had already hit a level 1 bonus, so she was going to be getting $50 a month just off her bonuses, and I told her that I would help her grow her downline. I did not hear anything from her being Taylor, until December 4th. So we went August, September, October, November. This is 4 months, guys. I didn't hear from this woman for 4 months after she told me, you just have to place another LRP order and change these things in your back office in order to be eligible for promotion. I was like, cool, I'll go spend my money so that I get money back. In December, she told me that she experienced something really traumatic. So me being an empath, her knowing this, I stepped away. I didn't ask questions. I just said, I'm so sorry. I'm here if you need to talk. Didn't hear anything. This is when the group chat that Taylor had started really started to go off. So she made this group chat to share promotions, to share graphics, to share meeting links, to share new products, things like that. It had been going on 6 months since she had posted anything in this group chat, and me, with the understanding that I was going to be moved to her front line, had really taken on the position that she had. I was sharing graphics, I was sharing information, I was sharing new product launches, I was sharing Zoom links, I was like doing the whole thing, right? Some people were questioning where she was, if she was okay. Someone said, oh, I saw her at a motorcycle event for Hell's Angels and she said that she married this older guy, and like weird stuff. Very out of character. And so at this point, the group chat was really worried about Taylor. We didn't know where she was. We didn't know if she was okay. So I messaged and said, does anyone know who her direct upline is? Someone responded and said, I thought it was this person, but I asked her and she just said, oh, I guess she's off electronics. She has an entire organization built under her, and her line is just like, oh, I guess she's off electronics. Like, man, it is what it is. So you're just like completely abandoning. Okay, whatever. Someone said, is she still doing doTERRA? I have no idea. She built such a presence. It's weird that she would abandon it all. They went back to talking about this man who they, for some reason, just couldn't get over. Her husband, I guess. Still have no idea if that's true or not. That's when someone said, I'm gonna check my back office to see if she's still my upline and my sponsor. At least that'll show me if she's still active. Oh dang, her name is gone. She enrolled me, she must have quit. This person said she had asked me in October if I wanted to take control of some of her doTERRA stuff. So maybe she had been planning it. So I said, she told me she wanted me to move to her front line and had a position open that had already hit level 2 bonus. Someone else then said, she told me that too. So odd. Someone said her downline looked different, like people had automatically been moved under her, which is weird. Taylor finally got on the group. I have been texting her and she has not been responding. It's fine. She messaged her group, dear beautiful people, I bow my head to you all. This does not sound like Taylor at all. I'm so sorry for dipping out the way that I have. I didn't intend on abandoning everyone. I have not read the messages above. She should. And honestly, I'm so embarrassed for the time that it's taken me to show back up. I would love to speak to each of you love lights personally. I know some of us have spoken, but I want to give my number to you all. Please text me, and leaves her number below. Me knowing that she has not responded to text messages said, we're happy to finally be hearing from you. I think we're all just looking for an explanation, and maybe having that here in the group would be easier for all of us instead of trying to respond to each of our individual text messages. We've been sharing the little bits of information that we know, and none of this is adding up or making sense. Personal stuff aside, are you still working with doTERRA? Mind you, this is a business group chat. A business group chat. It's been months since we've heard anything from you in regards to the business, and I know I'm not the only one that has invested a lot of time and money into this. How are you/we going to proceed forward? I think the group at least deserves that. She said, I absolutely agree with you, Amber. Thanks so much. I opened up a couple of positions to a couple people. It's something that her direct upline, who we can call Michelle, and I were both working on together, and actually it was her idea and is still something that's in the works. Exceptions take time. Mind you, it's been almost 6 months. And since we've already moved around teams, we're pausing for a second before we move more people. There's definitely nothing shady going on here. The only super thing messed up is my extreme lack of communication, and I sincerely apologize. I am continuing doTERRA, and I think this was the wake-up call that I needed. So that alone would have been fine, handy-dandy information. However, Michelle had sent a message to me because I had reached out to one of the founders of doTERRA, who then gave my information to Taylor's direct upline, who is Michelle. Michelle sent me just this great email saying, Taylor sent me your number many moons back when she had this idea, when she had this idea to transfer you into an inactive position. The position ended up being dissolved, so the position is no longer available. I didn't phone you because I assumed Taylor and you were in contact. She then gave me this very strange information, which I'm trying to use compliant information here, even though that is not the information that I've been given the entire time that I've been in doTERRA. So from my understanding, doTERRA and essential oils and all the supplements and all of the extracts from these plants are there to help you heal and cure certain ailments. That is not something that you can say because of FDA regulations and because of FTC regulations. So about 5 years ago, I had my first line leader, also a super successful diamond, become very ill. She developed a series of chronic illnesses. You sell health products and all of a sudden come down with all these chronic illnesses. That's weird. She considered taking her life even. Goes on to talk about I don't freaking know what. And then this part. As someone who has built very independently and become very successful, just know that you will likely have to separate from your upline in order to achieve diamond and beyond. I do not care about achieving diamond. I care about the promotion that I was promised and told to place more LRP orders in order to be eligible for, and then ghosted. That was the main concern. From my end, I recall Taylor being excited to put you in a vacant position, which did not pan out. I was never told that. She then disappeared for us all. If you say she coerced you and others into ordering, then you have the option to make a formal complaint to doTERRA corporate. So this person has no knowledge of anything still being in the works. I went back in the group chat and I said, that's interesting because I was emailing with Michelle and she told me the position I was offered back in September has been dissolved and is no longer available. It's no longer, like, well, I appreciate the effort of communication. No part of what I was offered is still in the works. Yes, exceptions take time, but 5 months isn't really something we can just excuse, especially when positions aren't available anymore. There's a lot more to the story here. Someone else said the responsible thing to do would have been if Michelle filled in leadership when she knew Taylor went offline. Taylor needs our love, mercy, forgiveness, grace, prayers, blah, blah, blah in this difficult time. Yes, all of that is true. However, this is a business group chat. I'm asking business-related questions, not only for myself, but for other people who had also been offered promotions, told to place more LRP orders, and then ghosted. So from here, everyone was just a kiss ass and was like, oh my god, Taylor, we love you so much. I agree with you completely. She's shown up for everyone all the time, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, all of that is true. Taylor has been great to a lot of us for most of the time. But this is a business, and business and personal life need to be separate. And it should have been handled differently. And the upline, Michelle, has no idea of any of the intention of following through with any kind of promotion because there is no promotion available anymore. That spot is no longer available. So we didn't hear from anybody until these. So these 3 videos were sent. If you notice the little icon, it's like a little ticking time bomb. So once you open it, you can't open it again. And in these videos, I wish I screen recorded them. It was like Taylor saying, hi lovies. I am so excited to be connecting with you all again. I am being painted in such a bad light. Well, not all of you are painting me in a bad light, but some of you are being really loving and blah, blah, blah. So like basically throwing me under the bus for asking business related questions because I have information that she does not know that I have. She does not know that this email thread exists. So saying all of these things are still in the works and I don't know why I'm being painted in a bad light. I'm asking questions to gain information as to like what exactly is still in the process of moving forward in regards to the promotions you promised me and other people. You're not being painted in a bad light. You're being held accountable for the things that you said. So there's a difference. There was another video that was sent, which you can go back and replay, that was basically like, oh, I love my community. Thanks for all being here. I've learned a lot from this experience, blah, blah, blah. Why not leave the other ones to where we can reopen them again? Little weird if you ask me. And then again, everyone goes back to kissing ass. Great. So back to the text messages between her and I because she did not respond to anything until after those messages were sent in the group chat, publicly basically shaming me for asking questions. Ooh, these messages, guys. I need you guys to understand. I am an empath. I've been told that my emotions are wrong, that the way that I feel is wrong. I have been ridiculed for asking questions. So like this is something that I have been through my entire life pretty much. And so to have a business partner doing the same exact thing and just ghosting after taking advantage of me and other people, I have a problem with it. And my emotions are no longer tied to the situation. I'm here to get answers and I'm here to understand what the hell happened in regards to business. I let things slip for 6 months because I was trying to be a good person and not ask questions. And now here I am 6 months later where other people are finally starting to talk about other things that they were promised and things aren't adding up. Okay, I said, are you still doing doTERRA? finally, this woman responds and said, I would like to be doing more of it. I'm going to talk to Michelle tomorrow because it was my understanding that we were still moving people under you, but we had to get you into the right position first, and exceptions did take a super long time. The entire rest of this really long text is basically trying to play into my emotions and get me to the point where I can be emotionally manipulated, and that's just not who I am anymore. I can't be emotionally manipulated. So she sends me a screenshot of something that her friend said, which says, one of the parts of this is that it can be so hard as a victim of assault that you are further victimized by the weight of everyone else's expectations. That is also not your burden to carry. I'm not exactly sure how me asking questions about a promotion that I was promised that is now no longer available is victimizing her. None of my questions have been answered. I keep going through these text messages and it's all trying to play on my emotions. It's all trying to pull heartstrings. I've just been trying to survive. I'm not doing anything shady. I'm deeply heartbroken and seriously ashamed. Like, okay, all of that is great, but like, why did you say that you were still moving things forward when you're not? Like, I need to gain a full understanding of everything that's going on, and all you're doing is trying to manipulate me. She sends me a voice memo because her messages weren't working to manipulate me, and
Okay, so I only listened to this voice memo once, and it was when I first received it, and I just listened to it again, and we're just gonna play it, okay?
I didn't think that was, so long. It definitely hasn't been the 5 months because things have been happening. I'm sorry. I really am. I had full intentions of completing what we said we were going to do. And we have had those intentions. Those intentions never changed. I mean, now I'm like concerned. Man, it sucks, dude. It hurts. I've like sent you more things than I've like sent anyone.
Deeply bothered by the fact that she was like, it hasn't been 5 months. Like, yes, it literally has. I have the message originally from Instagram that says, I have this promotion. It was also a voice memo. It had been 5 months since it had been brought up, regardless of when you placed exceptions or not. And the other part that really, really got me was, I've sent you more stuff than I've ever sent anybody. Like, that's manipulative. Anyway, carrying on.
Your upline has no idea what you're talking about. If you're trying to move forward, go talk to your upline about everything. Taylor is telling me that all of this stuff was Michelle's idea. Nothing's making sense, and none of you are aware of what the other one is thinking, and you're both telling me two different stories completely. She literally had no idea what was going on in these emails, and she just like continued to try to cover her tracks, saying like, oh, everything is still in the works with your promotion, when it's not. I don't know. Saying that Michelle also let me know about a team that she has to move that's not under me but somewhere else. She wanted it to move under you. Okay, but Michelle has no knowledge of anything that you're talking about. So this is my last text to her. Last thing that she responded to. This is also frustrating. None of this was shared with me via email. All I knew was that I was told to place an order and make those changes in my back office. That position is no longer available. I also don't understand why I'm just now hearing about all of this. But I went to your direct upline and she shared none of that with me, because she has no knowledge of anything. And all she said back was, I deeply apologize. So that's why I left DōTERRA. I could not deal with the frustration and the lack of communication and these stories not adding up. I feel taken advantage of. I feel like I was told to place more orders to be eligible for a promotion that I never was going to receive in the first place because so many other people were offered the same exact promotion. I know that that really depends on like your upline and how your upline conducts business. So this whole thing started going on, and I knew that I had the option to transfer sponsors, to transfer teams completely if I wanted to. But because of all the time that went between emails and text messages, I had the time to do research on the company, which is what I will divulge into later on a different video, in our next video. And all of it kind of put together is what made me really want to leave DōTERRA. But this is what set me off to begin with. And then all of the information on top of this, I was going to leave Taylor's team regardless. But all of the other information that I found is what is making me leave DōTERRA as a whole. So I pray to God that no one else has experienced anything like this. But if you have, please feel free to let me know down in the comments. Please message me on my wellness Instagram. I'll leave that linked below. I want to hear your guys' experiences. A lot of people do not talk about these things, and it's because there's such a cult-like culture around all of this where everybody just kisses ass. And you can't say anything bad about a company. You can't say anything about DōTERRA Diamonds and the founders and blah, 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 because apparently they can do no wrong. I still don't even know how to feel about all of this. So I would love to speak with you guys. I would love to communicate with you guys, especially if you've been wronged by an MLM. Please let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like this has been a lot of information. I hope it all made sense. I will see you guys in the next one.